Alright everyone, welcome. We're gonna dive right in to what will be the quarterfinals between Krinski and Randypanda here. Should be a lot of fun. Going to load up and show you the Civ draft. I only got a screenshot here, so we're just gonna make do with it for now. But here is that screenshot of our civilization choices in the draft here. We have Krinski picking Huns, Persians, Magyars, but they are sniped. Mayans, Vikings, Koreans, and Burgundians or Bulgarians. And Lithuanians were banned. Randypanda has Berbers, Franks, which were sniped, Ethiopians, Spanish, Malians, Britons, and Indians, banning Mongols. Map selections. We have home maps for Randy as Nomad Hubs and Lanes. Krinski is going with Mott and Bailey and Dry Lakes. And unfortunately, we will not see trade hubs or sunken isthmuses. Sad times. But nonetheless, we're going to jump right in. Hitch will catch up to us here at some point. But we are going to go ahead and dive into game number one. And just take a second to load up the game, and we're going to try out Capture Age again, see if Capture Age works for us today. Alright, we'll see if this goes any better. Let me know if there's any issues in chat, and we'll go from there. Nonetheless, we do have Randypanda here in the yellow, and he will be facing Krinski, who is in the red. Berbers versus Huns, not too big of a surprise here. Let me edit this here. We are in best of fives. There we go. Alright, so game number one. Huns for Krinski on Battlegrounds seems like a fine choice, as are Berbers that Randy has picked here as well. Things should be relatively scout heavy in the early game, starting with very few resources in the middle. Scouting very important, need to head out to the mid to actually grab a whole bunch of extra herdables, as well as a few other things with deer and boar. And then gold is all in the middle of this map, so will be important. Kados on his phone won't be chatting much, but still here till work starts. Appreciate it, Kados. Thanks for showing up, man. So, Huns versus Berbers, something we've seen a few times before, but on Battlegrounds, it's going to be good civs all around. And the interesting thing, though, is we're going to have Randypanda having Berbers with cheaper knights, but we will have faster working stables for our Hun player. Late game, I suppose if we get to Paladin, we'd have a really nice advantage here for Krinski. But, I mean, Berber's pretty solid counter. They have heavy camel, it's also going to be cheaper. Berbers, honestly, I think are a super powerful civilization on this map, and a few others in the tournament. We have seen quite a few of them. I believe Randy actually picked them in his last set as well. I think that is a fine choice. Honestly, they're really good, cheap cav, really nice to start things out with here. But boar going to be coming in here for Randy. Should be sitting in a fine position. And I may have some audio issues, guys. I think we're doubled here. Okay, I think that ought to figure things out. You liked Berbers before they were cool? Yeah. I've been there. Let me just check audio. I think we're good. Okay, just let me know if you're hearing double voices from me, which is a possibility. But, nonetheless, we have a pretty slow start to Battlegrounds. Obviously, Dark Age, nothing too crazy to talk about. Scouts will be in the middle here, both still on full HP, so no issues there. Nicely, though, both players have played the map quite a bit now, as it is game one for all of our tournament games. And we do have a lot of huntable, or herdables here already back home. The more you see Berbers being picked, the more likely someone will counter them. I mean, it's possible, but so far we haven't seen that. It's been Berbers a lot, a lot. And I think it's a fine choice, honestly. Until it gets beat, why change anything, Knight? But it should be very interesting to see how this works out. Obviously, they do have their weaknesses, but we'll see what happens here. Civilizations both fairly close here as far as bonuses in the early game. There's not a whole lot of them. Huns getting no houses required to build. They have 200 pop space right at the beginning. It's extremely helpful. A nice little wood bonus, but nothing too crazy. Berbers just get faster moving villas. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Oh yeah, this bracket is magnificent for Berbers. Berbers definitely. Oh, town center, fire. Scout gonna lose some HP. Looks like it will ultimately get away. Barracks is coming up here for Krinski. And yeah, no Pike Siege on this map that we've seen thus far. We did have someone in a show match go Goss on this map and give it a try though. That was pretty entertaining. I think the issue with counter pick is with the draft, you pretty much have to plan that they're going to do that. And if they don't get if they get the first pick, then you might be in good shape, but if not, maybe not, just depends. Ville's gonna move out here for Randy, headed all the way out here to mill a good bit of a deer. Should not be a bad situation for himself at all. And Krinski going to wall up very tightly here. Gonna be in a very interesting position as some things will be there. Walled out stone especially. And let me fix an issue, guys, I see on my stream. There we go. Chat box was kind of covering the mini-map. Let's fix that for you guys. Apologies. But we do have walls coming up for Randypanda as well. Both players are on their way up the field. Randypanda being a decent bit faster, about a minute overall. These tight walls we've seen from Krinski before. This time he will have a gold walled in. This time will be helpful for him. Krinski yet to move out to the middle. However, Randypanda is sitting out here collecting the hunt quite efficiently with quite a few villagers. Should be in really good position. On the other side here, we have walls not going to be completely up. Should be rather interesting to see how that works out for him. Immediately getting double bit axe is going to be really helpful for Randypanda. And on the other side, we'll see stable going to be the first thing up. Berbers went up faster, but red with an extra fill. Yeah, very important to point that out. Thank you. Is everything showing up alright on the stream, guys? Any issues, anything like that, let me know. I'm kind of paranoid we're going to have issues because the last time I tried this with Capture H. Nonetheless, blacksmith and stable coming up on one side, only a stable on the other. So looking to be in a fine position for both, really. I kind of feel like Berbers are just going to be overwhelming come early Castle Age. So I'd really love to see some additional damage done for Krinski here early with the scout play. If you can get ahead, get some vill picks, especially, you know, I've got 6 vills out here freely hanging out. I think that could be extremely nice. And diving in here, no upgrades yet for either player. Not sure what we're going to see. I think we're just getting some scouting in here. Or it's on auto scout. Farms for both players. Stable gonna be sitting in the front for both, and they're both gonna send scouts in the mid. And there's actually a hole here. I did not see where that hole was, but that scout must have run through a hole here, I think. Nevertheless, Scout will escape with a good bit of its HP available still, as Randypanda will come across for this side here. Both players do have double mid-axe. Krinski and Randypanda also now equal in the Vil count, but I think if we pay very close attention, actually maybe pretty close. A little bit of idle TC time for both. Idle eco time also about even. Walls coming up here. Spear in defense for Randypanda. I think Randypanda is gonna just say, well, you're not attacking my with my military. Let me head out. Defensive spear here as well. Krinski though, not walled up. On the other side, we do have Randypanda fully walled and going to be interesting. Neither of them have Horse Collar, Kados. So we're actually going to see a market come up, it looks like, here for Randy, but the scouts are going to be on the stable, so that may not go up. Oh, and Krinski just missed that. Lots of HP down off these scouts, though. That's a pretty good thing for Krinski, but they're diving again. Yeah, I think he's trying to bait him right now. It's actually working out pretty nicely. Already lost quite a bit of HP. 3 scouts to 4. Not anything too difficult to deal with there, with some spears involved. A spear actually was... there it is. 2 spares here now for... well, 3 for both, actually, it says. So both players going more into a heavy spear focus. It's very interesting lately how we've seen this happen. On Battlegrounds especially, I feel like if you're going scouts against scouts, things should be okay. But we seem to have a bit of discrepancy going on, and players are going very heavy on pikes early. Scouts gonna be rewarded over here for Krinski. He could really use this to stay and supply a nice villager lead early here for himself. 1 Vil goes down, starting scout not on attack stance. Bit of a mistake there, but this Vil will go down. There's no question about it. No military nearby, and there's a few more Vils over here on the run. 4 of them, in fact. Krinski using the market here. Sold 200 wood, bought 200 food, and I would expect he's trying to go up. Yep, Cathalage on its way up for Krinski. Wheelbarrow up for Randy. That's not cool. I think he just deleted his walls to let the spears out. 3 scouts, relatively down on HP, but will still be rewarded here, it seems. And unfortunately, I think he'll be blocked in here, but he may just choose to run away. Not gonna even risk it at this point, it looks like. Or maybe he will, he's searching for a weak Vil or 2. This is a really interesting play from Randy. These scouts really can't do anything here. Not a super... oh, nice block here with the barracks block. Well done, Krinski, taking out 1 spear and some HP on the others. Scouts gonna dive under the TC. Krinski's in a commanding position right now as they'll be dropping his second stable. He was the faster of the 2 up to the next age. Cathalage be in for a minute only a minute behind here for Randypanda, who is now down by a few Vils. This is gonna be a 3 stable play though here for Randypanda. Should be in a fine position. 4 Vils over here just hanging out. Maybe we're going to see some forward siege as well. Definitely a possibility. No one is on stone yet. Farm starting to go idle. Horse Collar is coming in, but he is creating the farms. Looks like they will not complete until after Horse Collar finishes, so should be in a fine position there. But nonetheless, Krinski getting himself in a very nice position. Just now getting upgrades though. Would have liked to seen those clicked a bit sooner on the way up, but same upgrades going to be in here for Randypanda. So Randy is going to have to try to solidify himself with a little bit of a boom, as well as outmass, which I believe is the plan here, going 3 stables with bloodlines, and both players will have scale barding armor. And no foraging for either player yet, so fights will be pretty equal. So outpacing his opponent here is the plan for Randypanda. If he can have 3 stable production as compared to 2, he'll be in good shape. And actually, he's going to produce a camel as well. That will also create some issues here for Krinski. Krinski going to go out for a very forward, stable position. I think that, or stable, very forward town center position. But even more forward, Randypanda dropping a TC all the way over here. Randypanda wants to stay over here. He wants to be sneaky. Vill's coming across here. But 3 stables, not really able to produce too many more out of them at this point. Eco behind this needs to get rolling. It's still in pretty good shape. Only lost 2 Vills, so not the end of the world there. KD firmly in the better side here for Krinski. Gonna have 6 knights, equal upgrades to 3 knights, 3 camels. Scouts could join the party, and more knights are coming. Plus 2 defense coming for Randypanda, and foraging coming in here for Krinski. Krinski also has a few spearmen here to hold off on the front of his base, as all of his cav are going to the other side of the map, which isn't the end of the world. But looking to pressure here, Randy is going to try to dive on some palisade walls here, which I think is an excellent position for himself. Apply pressure, keep your opponent's military away from your base. Make him defend, especially if he's trying to outpace. He needs a little bit of time to get that eco booming behind this. And these palisades will absolutely go down if there's nothing behind this. Vil could pop over here and drop a house at any time, but it looks like the military is just going to come back and fight this. I think we should have walled this out, though. We'll see if he loses any Vils. He's actually pulling villagers. Now, there's a lot of idle time here. It could have been avoided by just dropping some buildings behind this here. One knight taking a very bad engagement here, but at the same time, not much more going to be happening here for Randy. But he has kept the military at home, as I suggested, and should be able to boom into it a little bit more.
Juicy, take a breath.
Hello, Hitch. Welcome, welcome.
I've got to say, this has been probably the most competitive Battlegrounds game we've seen yet. Has it not? Like, this has been very good back and forth.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm with you.
25 and a half minutes? Perfection. Yeah, definitely competitive. Pikeman upgrade coming in here for Randy. I don't feel like that's necessary. He has camels already. That counters the units being made here, but I don't know, Hitch. What do you think about the matchup? What do you think about Berbers being shown again here on Battlegrounds?
Berber's very, very common pick, and for good reason. I mean, who wouldn't pick Berbers over Huns in a 1v1, right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like a great pick here. And again, we've talked about it a lot. We feel like Berbers and Mongols should be the bans here. At least I think so. Lithuanians were the band, actually. Lithuanians and Mongols, also not a bad band.
Yeah, Berbers just kind of... Berbers are a counter pick. I mean, well, this is the power of the Berbers on this map. But they're both a good, straightforward pick and a counter pick. Going Berber Knights, the discount makes a huge difference on this map in that Castle Age aggression.
Yep. Both players went to place a TC in the same spot, by the way.
Oh yeah, I see that. Not going to work out very well. But that is beautiful.
Villager's going to be caught out here, though. And Krinski may lose a few if Randy sees it, but he does not, just walking past. So looks like we're going to see a really bad fight here for Krinski, though. Camels and pikemen in the mix against nothing but knights and a few spearmen.
Yeah, but numbers are on his side significantly, which may matter here.
Yeah, but we do have better upgrades for Randy, so I think he should be okay to take this fight. Even with a few less numbers.
Yeah, no, he did excellent fighting where he fought. Going forward and backwards would have been worse for him. Yeah, it looks like definitely Randy's going to clear this one up.
Yeah,
but that's not as much of a snowball as you want, though. I mean, he lost a lot of army, a lot of HP.
Yeah, it seems like it was a pretty decent trade for Krinski, who looks like he's going into full pikeman play, dropping that second barracks.
Yeah, which for now might be the answer, because knights you make, Randy's going to make cheaper knights, or he's going to make camels, and you're just not going to be able to beat that as the Huns. You try to go cav archer here. You could make Cav Archer work as long as you deny stone, couldn't you?
Yeah, but the issue is I don't think that we're going to see too much here. I mean, lots of barracks, lots of pikes, but nothing going to deal with this aggression right now. And there are 5 vills back here that could go down. He pulls them now, so he does react.
Yeah,
It's
but
also
still,
2 TCs
one
to 3.
one pike coming to the rescue. So
Yeah, and +2 in on both offense and defense for Randy. Only 1 attack, 1 defense here for these pikes.
yeah, of course pikes are all about the bonus damage, but the armor makes a big difference in some of these fights.
Yeah, and unfortunately we have a
Krinski,
ton of idle eco time for Krinski here, as he's got
Krinski
5
heavy on
villages.
stone. 12 vills on stone coming from that back wood line. So castles to buy some time, secure some ground here.
Potentially, but I feel like there's 20 vills out here in this town center that Randy just built a town or a siege workshop, has mangonels, and all of his military there could be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, military 18 to 11 on the military count, but that's all pikemen for Krinski, and they're not going to be able to answer this. I mean, we talk about forward control going forward on this map, securing that middle part of the map, and that's still so important. But without military, it's fragile. I mean, a TC of villagers is a tempting target with no military.
Yeah, and even with the town, or even with a castle potentially going up, this TC is going to crumble. There's no stopping this if he wants to take this down. He doesn't even have the military mass to deal with this number of military from Randy.
I mean, there's enough pikes here to win this fight, I think. It'd be better if they had armor, but this is not a fight that Randy's going to want to take. But it doesn't matter. I mean...
Yeah, Randy's switching into what will be long swords here, it looks like. Man-at-Arms upgrade coming in, defense upgrade for infantry coming in. Did we not see him in the last round? We saw him as well.
I'm not going to be able to say, but that is actually awesome play here.
Yeah, all the vills leaving that, they are going to be in trouble, and Krinski hasn't reacted with his pikes yet. A lot of losses coming in here for Krinski.
Krinski might be feeling on the ropes here, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if he takes a good engagement here, he'll at least level up the military again, but he doesn't know that longswords are going to be on the way yet, so that could be quite devastating once he finds out.
Yeah, he definitely now has some lead in military numbers here, but it's all pike. Longswords, if they're produced, will clear it up. Anything will clear it up. These mangonels should clear it up, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, we're having 3 barracks down in the front, 1 back at home, and longsword is in, so it's only a matter of time before we see that. Castle, very defensive from Krinski, dropping it right next to his starting town center here.
See, and that feels like a panicky town center. Sorry, castle. I don't like that.
Yeah, and we have a siege push being prepared over here in the right corner from Randy as well.
Right, and 13 idle villagers for Krinski on where the stone was previously. It really feels like it's falling apart for him.
Yeah, idle eco time over 2 hours, going towards 3 compared to 40 minutes from Randy makes a big difference. Plus, the vill deficit is pretty significant at the moment. I think this game's firmly in the hand of Randy, even a bunch of longswords coming out. Berber longswords, we're going to see quite a few of them here.
Yeah, I mean, it's always bad to be in this position, be behind like this, but you know, if you're still playing, you doing things like having 13 idols, it just doesn't work. I mean, you can't afford to make those kind of mistakes when you're already behind. If you're ahead and you forget about a group of 13 villagers on a mine, that's one thing. But if you have idle farmers, he doesn't have the wood to keep farms up because all his wood choppers went to stone. There's not enough res behind this either anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, all the correct moves from Randy here. He's expanded his eco, he's taken center control, he's actually going into Berber longswords, which will counter all of these pikes, and I mean, before long, if he stops reducing, I mean, he could be an imp at any time here. A little unfortunate he did not build this mill out here for himself on the side of his base. got a bunch of farms there without a mill, but still a commanding position for him. Long swords do pop out here. I'd expect to see a ram push on this other side as these long swords will come across the front.
I mean, and I feel like you see these long swords and you just quit. You just quit when you're this heavy into pikes. But this castle, I like this castle a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, it's better, but it's gonna be a long road whenever you have a ton of long swords to get the fight.
And it doesn't look like it's going to go up either.
Yeah, mill deficit is gonna grow even larger. I mean, pikemen gonna be able to come over here and try to take a fight against these camels, but with long swords here.
Okay. And not enough micro to stop it from going up, but the number of vills lost there, it's 97 to 49 vills at this point. It's really not where you want to be for Randy.
Yeah, Randy gonna put up a castle right here. I think that's the right move. That way, when he gets to imp, he can treb things down. Just seems very well in the hands of Randy here, as he's already gotten 2 relics as well, getting a lot of things done here for himself. And honestly, if he sells some wood, as he's doing now, he can probably be pretty close to clicking up.
Yeah. Scouting for Krinski has not been doing him favors this game. This situation with the secret base that should have been attacked so long ago, and he could have done it at a lot of points.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think just a lot of focus, like I said early on, I don't know if you were here, but the military from Randy, though weaker, kept Krinski's advantage away. He had the advantage running up into early feudal age, getting up 3 vil advantage, had scout numbers, and was doing a really good job there. Just Randy distracting with the military at home, and then just kind of snowballing from there. It's been a small wins, but it's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, and this comes down to civ selection here, because as Huns, you do not want to be pikes. That is not your game plan. So you can't afford to make any mistakes and fall behind, because if you fall behind, you can't go your ideal comp. You have to do something like this. Pikes are too slow, they're not special, they're just not going to work.
Yeah, and these camels and knights just running back to this wood line now after taking out a vil or 2 vils on the mining camp. More and more idle time. 3 hours idle eco time compared to 1 here. And
Yeah,
Imperial Age will be in soon.
Absolutely, imp coming in soon. Now, we got some more idle vills than I'd like to see from Randy, but as we discussed earlier, you know, when you're ahead, those mistakes don't hurt you so bad.
Yeah, and I mean, he's probably been idle during like big fights and big moments.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I don't mind that. Like you said, it's not a big deal at this point.
Is military idle time a stat? Because look at these pikes running around doing nothing. This is obscene.
I mean, Randy doing a good job. He's keeping an eye on so many things. He's got a lot going for himself here. Krinski making the transition into cav archers, which would be great, but only 2 range production, and with Imperial Age in, we should see trebs and probably just 2-handed swordsmen here.
Castle for Randy coming up on the east. Krinski's just so pinned in.
Yeah, and even if this goes on for much longer, there's only so much res in the front where Krinski has control, and
4 trebs queued up.
Yeah,
not messing around. Not messing around. I mean, and this other castle will be up in a moment. I'm sure even more trebs are going to get queued up. He certainly has the res for it.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll queue him up over there though. He does have.
Nope, there they come. I told you.
Okay.
This is great though. This is Randy. He wants to close this game. You know, he's
absolutely.
he's not messing around. He's not wasting his advantage here. Now Randy in an awkward position though, because he doesn't have much to, other than possibly the Mangonels. He doesn't have much he can do anything to these cav archers with.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think that the ranges will go down, and he'll have a small mass of, 10 cav archers. And
Yeah, the lack of production is unfortunate, but
Yeah, and he's just going to be able to roll over everything with these trebs. I mean, he's got a lot on one side, Rams coming in on the other side right now with Knights being produced in the back of the eco. All the military forward here for Krinski. I think we'll see the GG here very soon. Treb even attacking the castle there.
yeah, absolutely. Rams are in no military at home, Knights at home, Rams going in, Trebs everywhere, and the GG.
Yep, GG comes in. Heavy Camel was also coming in. Randy, pretty commanding win here. Not letting Krinski
Absolutely.
breathe.
Absolutely. I mean, Civ matters, and Civ played a huge part in how this game played out. Krinsky didn't have options, but Randy still had to execute, and we've seen in this tournament and just generally, people can win from a Civ disadvantage if the other player doesn't execute, and Randy executed really well here.
Yeah, it was a very good game one, though. Was very back and forth early on. I didn't really see this landslide victory at the end here coming. But all the counters made in the right spots. And I think Randy maybe just be a little bit of a faster player, bouncing around back and forth more to his eco and his military. But with that said, we will load up game two here in a second. As far as home maps for Krinski, we will see Mott and Bailey or Dry Lakes next. And what did you see the map draft? They sent us a screenshot of it, Hitch.
I did not see the draft. No.
Yeah, so Krinski will have Persians, Bulgarians, Mayans, Vikings, Koreans left. Randy will have Ethiopians, Spanish, Malians, Britons, and Indians left.
Yeah, looking at that now. So okay, so looking at the map here, it looks like we have Mott and Bailey.
Yeah, and oh, this is a very good position here for Krinski, I feel.
Britons and Koreans. That is an interesting selection for this map.
Yeah, I'm paused at 2 seconds.
Okay,
Ready when you are.
ready.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, guys, game number two. Let me adjust the scoreboard. Randy gets the game one. And no problem, Katos. Thanks for stopping by. So we have Krinski going Koreans, something we haven't seen on this map. And we have Britons on the other side here for Randy. Very interesting selections here. I feel like Krinski, if he can keep his mass up a little bit with the free defensive upgrades, should be in a fairly good position. But Britons are Britons. Gonna be tough.
Absolutely. I love to see. I mean, we haven't seen this map a ton in the tournament yet, but we did see it a good amount of play in practice and show matches, and I think people tended towards Cav picks, like a strong FC into Night Civ, and that's clearly not what Randy and
Yep.
Krinski are thinking.
Yeah, I mean, with Korean towers being an option here, I kind of favor that. Could be quite nice, especially if he is the aggressive player. All of the minerals for Randy are all pretty much on one screen. So I feel like he could find himself in a good position if he can get some forward towers here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean this will be a very fun one to watch play out. I like a tower civ here. We haven't seen a lot of that kind of play on this map, but I think defensive towers here would shut down Britons. I think the archer armor for the Koreans helps with skirms if they go skirms to counter the Britons early on, and long-term war wagons are not easy for the Britons to deal with.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. War wagons could be really good here. especially Britons, like you said. What do they have that can deal with it? They could go Halb, and then just what? They only have. Do they even have Onager? I'm not even sure. Britain Siege. I think they have Onager, but I don't know the answer. Nonetheless, it could be really good. Like you suggested, I didn't even think about defensive towers. That could be quite nice for him there. Either way, we'll see what happens with this. Both players fairly standard looking builds here. Do have an additional vill on wood for Randy, but both players bringing in their elephants should be pretty good positions. Obviously, Dark Age aggression here. Something we haven't seen yet. I don't know if we will see any Dark Age aggression here. A couple militia getting in early would be nice for you, but not sure it's really going to do the trick.
You know, going beyond just talking about the strength of the Koreans here, as we laid out, also siege onagers with extra range. I mean, this is a tough matchup for Brit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a counter to Britons at this point.
But, alright, but we expect this to be quiet. Standard builds right now, I mean, idle time's pretty reasonable.
Yep, looking very close here.
Yeah, it really comes into feudal age where we'll have to see where people are going to differentiate themselves. Krinski coming forward and dropping houses on his way to a mill, so that makes sense. Getting out, using the existing mill, taking advantage of the map.
Yeah, not a bad position for either player at this point. Obviously, nothing's really gone down as far as aggression goes. Do you think we're gonna see a fast castle attempt by one of these players?
I mean, time will tell. I feel like knowing that the other side is an archer civ makes it a lot easier to consider doing that.
Yeah.
Because without the mobility of scouts, you're a lot safer. You know, if Randy here tries to press forward with archers, even if he breaks in, before he can break in, Krinski can get a well-placed defensive tower up and completely stall out that thing and get up to castle and get an advantage. And ultimately, the same thing the other way around. Archers are just a lot slower, a lot harder to push.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to have Randy clicking up here already. Looks like we're going to have another vill or two here for Krinski. I feel like if anyone's going to do this as a fast castle, Krinski would have had a better shot, given he needs less upgrades and has Korean towers. But I don't think we're going to see that from either player right now, because both players going to be up relatively similar times. Obviously, Krinski going to be behind by a minute, but it's not the end of the world, like you said, with Archer Civ.
Right, both players have barracks up, so at the very least, they want to be ready for a feudal fight, even if they're not necessarily planning on it.
Well, Randy is making militia right now, so maybe a man-at-arms rush with archers coming in?
I would expect that, and honestly, from what we've seen before, and just from how we've seen this map play out, I think that's a very, very solid strategy overall. Men-at-arms, a few men-at-arms with archers behind, has a lot of power on this map. The biggest weakness for that, though, Korean towers. I don't imagine a world in which Krinski doesn't drop a tower the moment someone starts battering on his wall.
Yeah, and I like what he's doing here. He's putting some houses forward now. He's kind of got his barracks forward as well, kind of trying to funnel where the enemy can go here. If we're going to see a tower defensively, I would expect to see it on this gold pile. It wouldn't be a bad position.
Double range coming up from Randy, so just about what we're expecting here as the men-at-arms come forward.
Yeah, and this will be realized quickly enough with no archer support behind it right away. We could see some walls come up in time here for Krinski.
Now it's all about the reaction from Krinski. He needs to be making a tower probably right now. He is already on stone, so it's not going to hurt him. But he's not. Okay, going with palisades, that'll work. That'll buy time.
I don't hate this because this actually I like where these walls make his opponent have to go, where he
Yeah,
should be
yeah,
putting a tower on this gold right now.
right. Exactly. I don't hate the walls. I hate that there's not a tower somewhere. Even a tower behind these palisade would be strong to kill anything trying to come in this way.
Yeah, and I mean he's kind of quick walling, which
And
could be
nope,
very problematic.
nope. And he's in. Not microwaving the Wallvilles. This is why I prefer the tower.
Yeah, and now the archers are going to be able to come in behind. I believe there's a hole between the wood line and the mill there, so that's not even safe. Towers, nowhere in sight yet. Definitely needs to put one on a gold pile.
Yeah, the lack of... Does Krinski not know what Civ he's playing here? Maybe he's confused.
He's definitely in a lot of trouble now. He really needs to get a tower on this gold. If he doesn't get a tower on this gold, I don't know what he's going to do for the next, like, 15, 20 minutes, honestly.
He's gonna lose. This is a horrible misplay here.
Yeah, another Ville found out on the berries as well. So it's going to be third eco unit lost here. Or second eco unit lost here. Oh, that'd be the third.
Skirms are gonna die to a man-at-arms. Like, I it honestly feels like Krinski did he pick random Civ? Is that an option in this tournament?
Nope, definitely not. It's definitely... He's definitely selected the civilization, chose it for this map. And yeah, no towers coming up. Gonna be pushed off this gold here in a minute if he doesn't get one up. Fletching and not in yet though, so he might be able to get one up with these 4 Vills here.
No, but he won't because there's a hole here, the scouts in, men-at-arms are in, and even if he tried to build a tower now, the archers would just kill the Vills before they could. Krinski with what I think we pretty strongly agree is a pretty significant Civ advantage throwing this game real early on.
Yeah, and now he's pushed back to farms and a wood line.
And the men-at-arms are even in.
I guess maybe that was his play, was to try to get more of a faster castle for himself, but the defense left something to be desired here.
Yeah, I mean, and with one tower, where those palisade walls are right now, he'd be on his way to castle, with a big lead, I think.
Yeah, and Randy throwing sign with his eco behind this, taking all the free res in the map.
Yeah,
hasn't really invested much into anything crazy.
Right.
Pretty streamlined at this point. Will just be full archer play.
Yeah, a little more idle time, so he doesn't have as big of a lead as he should right now. But you can't complain in this position.
Yeah, and he's not producing any more archers. He knows he has the advantage right now. He's actually going to come forward and drop a stable. Probably expecting full skirmisher play here.
Yeah, but it looks like there'll be full nothing play from Krinski as... what is he doing here?
Yeah, I mean, he's in a really bad spot now. Castle Age is going to be in, so I guess he's probably thinking about getting a knight or two out. But the problem is he has to figure out how to get this cleaned up right now. If he can press back out, he might be in a decent position to keep things alive, but...
He can't. He sold his stone long ago. He has no res. All of his vills are exposed. Frankly, the GG should have been called several minutes ago.
Yeah, man-at-arms hitting vills again. Knight will come out, but... still, like you said, it's not looking good for him here. I think his only chance is if he's up ahead by quite a few minutes, but Castle Age Click should be coming in any second here for Randy. And crossbows will be able to take out knights. Just depends on what happens here. And it looks like Randy's going to head back right now with his archer numbers, which I don't think is a bad idea, but...
yeah, I'd love to see him mix in a few spearmen after he saw those knights, but
yeah, he is rushing out of barracks here. Knight's gonna take on the archers pretty convincingly here. So he is buying himself a little bit more time here to do something behind this. So all the archers will go down. A villa will go down as well. So villager counts going to be pretty close. But we have forward buildings with map control against pretty shattered eco at the moment. It's starting to come back around. Has 19 on wood though. Desperately needs to get out this gold stone.
Yeah, I mean, Krinski's stabilized here, but I mean, you're stabilizing in a terrible position where you should have had a significant lead already, or you should at least be equal. Like, there's no way you should be in this bad of a position. It hurts. And we already have 8 archers prepared for Randy. They'll become crossbowmen here in a minute.
Yeah, sending one bill. Maybe he's put the waypoint actually on the stone here. Maybe he's thinking about those towers now.
He sold.
Go ahead.
He sold all that stone he was mining and is starting stone for gold when he was pushed back like that. But 125 of that stone would have kept him from ever being off of gold. It would have kept him from ever being off of stone.
100%. Interesting though, we could see this siege workshop come into great value here. A couple mangonels could really deal with the low numbers of crossbows, and he is going to try to wall this up. Archer's not coming forward just yet here, so crossbows staying at home. This may be able to stabilize pretty decently here, honestly.
Yeah, Krinski's looking to be in a better and better position. I still think he should have quit out of shame, but
a little harsh.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, it just. I don't think Krinski would deny that what happened there was really an unforced error. But he's cleaning this up, and all the strengths we talked about the Koreans having are still going to apply. So, without any pressure from Randy, without him keeping this up, yeah, I mean, Krinski should have the advantage the longer this goes on.
Yeah, and we actually have a TC coming up from Randy, so he's going to focus on a bit more of an eco approach as compared to what we thought he's going to be a pretty full military push.
And it's a shame because with the lead that he had, if he had kept producing archers, if he had thought when he saw the knights to make spearmen a little bit earlier, he'd still be in a commanding position ruling this game.
Absolutely. Ram is able to take down that barracks. Pikeman going to take good trades against these knights here. But all in all, those 2 military buildings gone. Going to give Krinski even more room to breathe at this point.
Now, for the love of God, will he put up a tower, please?
I mean, he has to put one up. If these get in, it's going to be mangonels.
There's a hole. Oh, there's a hole. There's a hole. Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible for Krinski. Deny it. There you go.
Still not a great position to be in. That house will go down rather quickly. Another couple villas lost. He could drop. I think he's trying to get a castle at this point. I don't know what else he's trying to do.
It seems that way. It seems like he's been hyper focused on a castle. Which seems like the wrong play. I mean, it's good to put up castles. I'm not trying to diss castles here, but a tower or 2 would have saved you so much pain.
Yeah, there comes the castle. Bought the stone, or just got enough stone here. But crossbows can range this, I think, so I don't think that's even going to go up here. Maybe it will. He's trying to beat down this house, which only has 17 HP. I don't know. This is a doubt castle for sure.
No, because Randy won't go in. It's it after. Why is he afraid to commit? I mean,
yeah, being very awkward for him this time around.
Yeah.
Last game we saw him hyper aggressive, really. And now he's really just, yeah, like you said, afraid to commit to this.
It's really too bad because that castle would have easy to deny that castle, and if you deny that castle at 50%, then Krinski really might not have a way back into the game at that point.
Yeah, I would really love to see a tower on the gold still. It is a little bit exposed, and I think we need to see...
Big shot. Big shot. Oh no, he ran.
I think we
Come
need to
on, guys.
see Scorpion even here.
Scorpion would be nice. I mean, this is the problem with Mangonels against Britons. That extra range really does make all the difference in those fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And crossbow numbers are extremely massed already. I mean,
So Randy is in chat. He says there was a tree blocking. He couldn't go in.
oh no,
That's
that's a
that's
shame.
awkward for us to see. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. We apologize for the harsh comments. That's very unfortunate for you.
Nonetheless, though, Randy's sitting in such a
Yeah.
good position. Is it war wagons? Yeah, he's making war wagons against this. Which, if there's time to mass them, great. We could see a big shot here.
I
Nope.
I still give Krinski he has the civ advantage. It's just the fact that it seems like he's been playing this map so poorly.
Yeah, and I
Um,
honestly, at this point, I think War Wagon's too expensive of an investment. Elite Skirmisher would deal with everything that's being created from Randy right now.
준비.
Uh, and like you said, Mangonel's really hard against the British extra range here, but, I mean, you can throw away Skirmishers all day long.
yeah, but
나좀
that's another problem because he's had this game is just absolutely no production.
Yeah, he's about to run out of wood in the back here soon as well.
Yeah. Oh, which I love. We change this map. It used to have a much bigger set of wood in the back. I really like this change because this will get you to Castle Age. It might even get you to Imperial Age, but you can't sit back forever on this map anymore.
Yeah, and Randy's looking to go in and do some damage here. Town center there. Mangonel's War Wagon's coming out as well. Not enough mass, though, I don't think, to really do a whole lot of damage. We'll take a good fight, good exchange here with all this HP, but...
He might get pinned in a corner. Oh,
Mangonel
okay, he
gets
got the
a good
Mangonel.
shot.
Okay, this is a good fight now. He's got the hill. There's no eco for these War Wagons. A very good position for Krinski.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure War Wagon upgrades what you get. I think it's just cav upgrades, but maybe Archer upgrades?
Archer armor, definitely.
Yeah, and the
Here, I can-
GG comes in from Krinski. I think he just felt like he was too far behind at this point compared to everything that happened early on. Probably sees the siege workshops at the front. Tried everything he could to kill the mass in the back. Rough position here.
Yeah, I mean, this one hurts. I
Yeah.
don't like. I think Krinski had such a solid Civ advantage if he had played to his Civ strengths, but instead he didn't. He didn't play to his Civ strengths, and as a result, Randy pushed through and took advantage. So Randy's got to be sitting feeling real good in this position. I mean, you're up to you won a second game with a Civ disadvantage. You have two home maps, so definitely great position for Randy for this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's not going to be upset about a 2-0 in a best of 5, no questions. But we'll go on to game number 3, which will be Krinski's last home map. So hopefully this one gives him what he needs to move forward here, continue with games. We will see. Let me pull up the maps again. Krinski's other home map is Dry Lakes. Civilizations left available for Krinski: Bulgarians, Persians, Mayans, Vikings. Randy has Ethiopians, Spanish, Malians, and Indians left for Dry Lake. I think we're going to see Indians for Randy and either Mayans or Vikings for Krinski. What do you think, Hitch?
I mean, I definitely agree on Krinski. You're down 2-0 in best of 5. You have to pick your best Civ here. Doesn't matter what your plans are. The Mayans or Vikings, definitely the picks. Either could do really well on this map. Personally, I think I'm probably favor Mayans overall.
Well,
Um,
unfortunately, we're both wrong. Krinski's going Persians. Randy is going Ethiopians.
Persians and Ethiopians. Okay, well, honestly though, not bad for Krinski. Persians. Oh, wait, no, Persians strong against archers. So, um, if we assume that Randy's going to go into crossbowmen, Krinski does have a slight edge there. So,
Yeah. Yep. I am at. If I could load up the right screen here. 2 seconds.
me too.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, guys, welcome to game number 3 here between Randypanda and Krinski. Going into best of 5 here, and Krinski is down a game here, or down 2 games, and I'm having some issues again. What time are you at, Hitch?
35.
Alright, pause for a second, will you? I'm at 18.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah. 30. You at 35 still?
39. Sorry.
Go.
Okay. So, most important thing on this map: will the alligators get kills?
None have got kills yet, but that's not important. I just wanted them for aesthetically pleasing. This is a dry lake after all. Uh, but nonetheless, dry lake created by Kados. He was here earlier, had to dip out for work. But this is his map. We have done a little update here or there. You and Kados had a few things you need to change here. But all that said, I feel like Persians not the pick that I would have gone with. Against Ethiopians, might not be the end of the world though.
Absolutely. Both both strong civs. You can't fault anyone for picking either of those on this map, I think. I think Ethiopians, we've seen them a couple times in the tournament. I think they're really strong on some of these maps, and we haven't seen them succeed yet, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I wouldn't have picked Ethiopians here myself, but Randy going with them should be in fine position, obviously. Fastest firing archers in the game against, Persians will most likely be going into knights here. Not really any real bonus for their knights at this point, though. So, we'll see how this one works out. I picked Indians myself because of these lovely fish in the pond here, but
well, Persian knights get additional attack versus archers, which is nice in this situation.
It's true. And Ethiopians get heavy camel.
But but I can tell you right now though, no one's ever going to pick Indians for 3 fish tiles that they have to fight off 2 crocodiles that could be right next to the enemy's TC.
Hey, it already happened once, so I'll be happy no matter what. Randy's getting quite a few houses built up here on the front. Looks like he's got one more in. I think his waypoint's just set forward here, so he might be going to, oh, he's actually going to mill the deer there, so he'll be in good shape with that. Very early barracks for Krinski. This looks like a pre-milled rush coming in here. Don't think he's taken any gold yet, though, so it could only be 2 militia to start here. Bloom even coming in here for Krinski. Oh, is this the last-ditch effort in a Persian douche attempt?
Then why the barracks, though? That just sets you behind for a douche.
That's true. Good point. I don't know. It feels like it could have been an option here. Not gonna lie, but
I don't like it on this map. This map does not give you easy positions to do it. And frankly, if that's your style, there are a lot better maps to pick.
Very true. A lot of maps we haven't even seen yet in this tournament as far as a competitive standpoint. Trade hubs and sunken isthmuses receiving no love. Lots of bans. Both of these guys banned those 2 maps as well. Shallow sandwich, nothing. Or was there one game? There's one game on that one, so I don't know. Map pool really vast variety. We have seen quite a few different maps though, so I won't complain. Militia forward, only 2 for the time being. Third is being produced right behind that one. Looks like he has a chance to harass, but looks like it's noticed by Randy, and we're gonna see a
Yeah,
poor
killing the
innocent
deer.
go down.
Beautiful.
Not a bad play. There's a lot of free resources on this map though, so not sure that's gonna get the job done. But the alligator is gonna go after militia though. Poor alligator. Actually, it's crocodile. But nevertheless, barracks being rushed down here from Randy. What do you think about Randy's really tight walls here since he's just dealing with militia? I think this is a good reaction. They're not long term. We'll keep the militia out for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Both players on their way to feudal age. Pretty good times for both. And it looks like Krinski is going to start walling up here. Walling...
Oh, we're going to walk right into the drush is what he's going to do. The drush is afraid of the vills, though. Why even drush if you're going to run away from villagers?
Yeah, I mean, it's still not a bad thing. The archery range, or the mining camp comes up, and he can't even take anything from there at the moment, so... Not a bad position. It adds a little bit of idle time there for Randy, but yeah, militia not going back even to deny the gold. A little bit rough. All in all, though, Krinski's in a fairly good position. Going to be up just a few seconds behind, and equal villagers. But he did make the militia, and Randy having some issues with food right now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, lost his position on the deer. Now one thing I don't know. I know Krinski. I don't think Krinski's doing this on purpose, but he is denying that boar back there that you could see pulled in. So.
Yeah, interesting mill position here for Krinski as well. I guess he just didn't have one. Decided he'll use it for farms. Needs to build one for farms. I'm not sure I like that position. Militia moving in, not even going to get a kill. Takes in a lot of HP, doing a lot of idle time here. But Weakville being microed back. Good move for Randy here.
Yeah, we just have to see where it goes from here. I mean, we're seeing the double range come up from Randy, and, you know, I think crossbows could do it here. You know, there's no stable up for Krinski. Ethiopian crossbowmen could deny all these wood lines. They could deny the gold. Basically, Krinski's entire economy.
Yep, could be rough.
Did you notice that Randy had went for a militia?
He made
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, interesting move.
Not getting anything done here. Just scouting, I think, with it, honestly. But he is getting youth out of it, getting some value. I mean, as far as scouting goes. But, yeah, I'm not exactly sure if that was a misclick, or maybe he built it to try to help defend. But,
yeah, well, crossbow production is up. Militia from Krinski are down. I'd love to see Randy punish these walls. There's a lot of damage can be done to these wood lines in gold if Randy goes forward.
Yeah, I mean, the base is very, very exposed here, and the positions of these buildings making it even more cramped for himself here.
Absolutely.
Interesting point that I haven't brought up yet, because Kato has reminded me a ton of times, the correct deserty terrain here. If you have a building on that, the building actually goes down faster. I believe he said it was like 20% faster. So palisade walls on this correct terrain will go down a bit faster than one on a more solid terrain. Something I was unaware of. Wheelbarrow coming in early here for Randy. Randy really likes to pull these early wheelbarrows here. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's it's never a bad thing to get eco upgrades, but it just doesn't pay off yet. You're better off getting fills with the number of fills he has total, the number of farmers he has. It just doesn't pay off until late Castle Age or well into a boom.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like he's going to be behind on a vill or two at that point as well. More villagers, obviously the ecos is going to be a little bit better. I think it's probably, what, 2 vills going to be popped out in the time that Wheelbarrow's produced?
I think it's 3 or
Is
2,
it 3?
2.5.
Yeah, I mean, it is valuable, like you said. It's definitely not a bad thing to have Wheelbarrow. But this early, not 100% sure it's the greatest idea. Randy in chat saying he was going to try to go for a man-at-arms rush, but...
Which makes perfect sense what happened there.
Agreed. Awkward positioning here as Capture Age is apparently dying for me. Hello, hello?
Hello?
Okay. Still hear me, everything's good then?
Yeah. I mean, your stream seems froze up completely, but...
I think it'll come back in a second. Archers are in with that one militia here. The wall's going to be able to make the archers walk towards the town center. They do take a bit of damage, but nothing too bad. Still not the most ideal situation. Castle Age's going to be in for Krinski. We've seen this from him every game now, I feel like. Krinski gets up the castle a little bit earlier, but has no military presence and no eco to really support too much. And he is going to go into knights, so if 2 knights should clean this up. But still not the preferred position, I'm sure. Fletching is in now for Randy as well. And we can definitely see knight production here.
Honestly, I would have really liked if Randy kind of learned from what happened in the last game and had a spear or 2 prepped here. I think that would be an improvement to this play. Because the knights are going to come out and he's not going to be able to fight them.
Yeah, I mean, that said, I mean, he could be building them true. But I still think that this group is kind of like a throwaway group. He's already got so much damage out of them. He's got archers at home. He's actually spreading them out now. He's bringing 3 up to that gold in the north. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind the spear play, but I think if he was just staying at home massing, he'd be in a little bit of a better position. All the archers will go down here. Should take out 1 knight if it's microed, but doesn't look like it is. So, cleaned up that army. Knights over here for Randy on the other side as well. So Randy put a lot of investment into this with his archers going forward, and he's going to end up losing quite a few of them.
Yeah, I understand, you know, you can afford to lose these, but getting mass with archers is so important. And then you combine the fact that you already have to build the barracks, so it's not like you don't have to build an extra building to get spears. Plus the fact that Ethiopians get an automatic pikeman upgrade when they hit castle. It just makes it a no-brainer for me to mix in a few spears in Feudal Age.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Getting the free 3 upgrade is pretty huge. Costs like 215 food and like 90 wood or 90 gold or something like that. So, Krinski, this is his time to do damage here. But, unfortunately for Krinski, I believe the map is completely walled here, and Randy will be on his way to the Castle Age momentarily. Just needs a little bit more gold. And there it is. There's the click. Should be in a fine position to continue with his game plan of archers here. Knights lacking all upgrades as well. I mean, honestly, I think the 15 archers that Krinski has, or that Randy has, could probably do a really good job taking a fight against the knights that are here for
Of course. Randy might need a gate here, but he has lots of archers. He does have a few spears that will become pikemen shortly. He's going to be in a much better position for this next fight.
Yeah, and I think Krinski just forgets about Eco after reaching Castle Age. No more villagers being added. Haven't added any for almost 5 minutes now. Knight's gonna have to run back. Too many archer numbers, and with 18 Ethiopian crossbows soon to be, knight numbers need to be a little bit higher with upgrades to really be able to withstand that attack. And I see Bloodlines is finally coming in. I feel like the Ethiopian crossbows are just going to roll everything here. I don't see...
Absolutely.
I mean, Siege Workshop coming up, which is a fine play. Randy sending 8 vills to the north for a town center. And we have seen this time in and time out tonight. Randy, a little bit more aggressive early, keeps his eco pumping behind it, gets up to castle, and expands with his eco. But Krinski, on the other side... he is starting to make more villagers again, but he had 5 minutes of TC idle time, most of which came in right there as he was creating knights and running around with them. So trying to micro his units a little bit more, I think, than need be. And we already have 17 Ethiopian crossbows, with more being produced.
Ow.
It's actually 21 crossbows. I don't know if these knights, even with a mangonel, are going to be able to do anything against this. Eco lead slowly coming up here for Randy. He has 2 vill advantage at the moment. Pikeman also out now, as you wanted to see earlier. Has 5 pikemen on the field. Eco upgrades better for Randy as well. And I feel like we're about to see the biggest engagement of the match. I think this one's going to end pretty early as well.
Yeah, now the pikes make all the difference in this fight. This many crossbowmen on themselves would probably be fine, but adding the pikes in, it's just impossible for Krinski to push this with knights alone.
Yeah, Mangonel out as well, so that will help, but I mean, we also see the cavalry upgrade here. Skill barding armor coming in. Looks like we're gonna see a few knights probably to try to snipe the mangonels, which is not a bad play either here for Randy.
We also might have gotten a bit of a sneak peek earlier. Maybe we're Ethiopians will be going heavy camel here.
Very true. Very true. Randy in chat did say they do get heavy camel, so camel definitely being produced right now. Crossbows being split up, sending 5 out one direction.
I love this. When you have this number, this much mass, you feel like you're in good control. Going around to the wood line, going around to another wood line, getting a vill, getting 2 vills, very much worth it.
Mangonel's gonna take a few good hits against the pikes, but other than that, will be gone and lost forever. And then pikeman, camel, crossbow beat straight knights any day.
Yeah, but it'll be close here. The lack of attack upgrades on the infantry and cavalry really showing. One Mangonel still alive, still alive. Oh, poor play, he lost it. That could have been real bad, but overall, I think they both came out all right from that fight.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think a little bit rough. I feel like Krinski holding on, but that Ecoville lead is getting bigger and bigger. Third town center going to be coming down here on the east side for Randy. Constantly expanding that eco, putting himself in a really good position for this one.
Absolutely. Here's, the key with Age of Empires, as it stands, is you have to either do damage or you have to outboom. you those are the only two ways to win in this game. Is you either have to hurt the other guy so that he's behind you, or you have to just be better at building up so that you're ahead of him. And Krinski has really been struggling with that. He's not been adding TCs, he's not been adding many Vills throughout this series. And even when he does go up quick to Castle Age, he doesn't get a lot of damage out of it.
Yeah, Vill's coming forward here for Krinski. I think they might be for a forward castle. And it is, in fact, a forward castle. Very aggressive, but he's going to be with very little at home to defend from this attack. Camels taking the brunt of the forced attack here. Crossbows cleaning up very nicely.
Yeah, aggressive castle, but what does it deny? Some wood lines? Although, maybe Krinski doesn't realize that there are TCs on other wood lines, but that castle doesn't deny anything but, 100 stone? Or
Yeah.
100 gold, sorry. Oh, actually, there's another gold pile there, but, Krinski has gold on the outside, too. So,
We're not even going to see it go up. Krinski's going to call the GG here after all these raids come in.
I know.
A little bit of banter back and forth. I think these guys know each other pretty well. A lot of these guys are from the TAW clan or the Art of War clan, and very much they know each other pretty well. So it's made for an interesting dynamic in the tournament as well, with all these players coming over from there. But GG's to both. Krinski goes out of the tournament here in the quarterfinals. Randypanda gonna be moving on to the semis.
Yeah, congratulations, well played. Unfortunate for Krinski, but it definitely felt like Randy had control of that from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean each game pretty much the same style. I feel like Randy's got a nice position going for himself, and Randy in chat informing us that it's because he knocked out Mac Tribe, who is also in TAW. So it looks like maybe Randy's not in that clan. He just is enjoying knocking them out of the tournament. Nonetheless, GG's to both. Randy moving on here in fashion with a 3-0 victory. We're going to pull up the brackets here in a minute. So if you guys are wanting to see those, find out who Randy plays next, and get a sneak peek at the other two quarterfinal matches, we'll be loading that up here in just a minute.
Yeah, so Randypanda going on to face the winner of the Lord Savage v Weasel fight, which I believe is scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, we have two sets. Both the remaining sets going to happen tomorrow. I believe one starts at 17 GMT, one starts at 18 GMT. We will be casting them as Rex, guys, as per every other thing we've done in the tournament. But if you guys don't want to see any other spoilers, look away now. Here is the bracket. So we're going to go ahead and update it now. Randy taking the 3-0 victory over Krinski. Moving on to the semifinals. So we have Chris Bionis awaiting the opponent of Point Dexter and BBB. And as you mentioned earlier, the winner of Lord Savage and Weasel will play against Randy's Panda here. Could be some really good games coming up, guys. I'm looking forward to the next couple sets. I mean, Hitch, what do you think? What do you think about the set between Lord Savage and Weasel?
Well, Lord Savage seems like he knows what he's doing, but I've known Weasel a long time, and he's my bet. He's the one I'm going for, not he's been preparing, he's been working hard. Say Lord Savage hasn't been, but I'm very excited to see what Weasel can do, and I'm very excited to see whether Lord Savage can destroy his dreams or not.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I asked you because I know you've picked him to win this. Um, I think we're going to have a good set between those two. They're very, very closely matched in Elo. Oh, they were only a couple points off of each other. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow they play as well as Point Dexter and BB. We will cast a set tomorrow evening, and then we may be casting the other set Sunday or Monday, depending on what's going on. We'll see, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. That is going to be it. I hope you guys tune in for the rest. And yeah, Randy, he did knock out Z or X, beat him 2-0 there. So
Oh, is X your friend then, Randy? That makes some sense then. I
so
did see that.
revenge is due.
I did see that that some of the uh, false flag Rex Randy sent us were included X. So okay, so yeah, so they're buddies. Okay, so even better. So maybe Randy's rooting for Weasel in this round. He wants Weasel to get ahead so that he can personally punish him for treading
Yeah,
on his friend.
it's going to be interesting now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And then Point Dexter and BBB should also be a really great set. Point Dexter winning 2-1 in his first set after losing Elephant on lanes. So that was really entertaining. Looking forward to seeing the next two quarterfinals and the semifinals. Absolutely, Randy. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast this evening. Thank you, Hitch, for co-casting it with me. But we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one.